Good afternoon. Before I begin this, Grayson would like me to make an announcement that I'm really close to 100 subscribers. So please like and share my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, for today's math lesson, we are starting Unit 9. Still working with those graphs. We worked with all the different slope type stuff with our last unit. Now we are going to be working with the x and y intercepts. So we are starting with CO52. I can identify the x-intercept and the y-intercept of a line that has been graphed. Kyle, can you please remind us what we just talked about before I started the video about what the x-intercept would be?
The x-intercept is where the line that you graph intercepts with the x-axis.
Yes, the line that is graphed, it's where it intercepts, where it crosses over the x-axis. So the x-intercept, I just can't win with technology today.
You can move
I need to move it up, down. Oh, technology, I'm ready for spring break.
I think all of us are.
Yeah. So, thank you to my friends who have quiet voices as we are recording. X-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. So, it will always be, we have an x and we have a 0 at the y. So we'll have an x and then y will always be 0 for that x-axis. Because that's right where it's crossing that x-axis. Y doesn't go up or down at all. It stays on the x-axis. So if we know that's what the x-intercept is, who can make a wild and crazy guess as to what the y-intercept is? Jude.
Where the line crosses the to the y-axis.
Where the line crosses the y-axis. Any guesses on what that coordinate will always be? What do you think, Owen?
0y.
0y. Because we go some up or down on that y-axis, and the x is going to be 0. So it's always on that y-axis. Those are important to know. We have an x, but the y is 0 for the x-intercept. We have a y, but the x is 0 for the y-intercept. So it's where they cross. X-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. Y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. So Kyle and Madden, I need whatever moving around you're doing to just stop. Very distracting to me. All right. So both the x-intercept and the y-intercept are special in that a line only has one of each. They are each written as an ordered pair. So let me erase and move up. So we need to decide if each ordered pair is an x-intercept, a y-intercept, or neither. Explain how you know. So let's look at our first one. Our ordered pair is 5, 0. Is that an x-intercept, a y-intercept, or neither? What do you think, Lakely? How do we know?
Because
Where is our 0? Yeah, the y equals 0. If the y equals 0, we know it's an x-intercept. Always, always, always. Let's look at our next one. -4, 3. What do you think, Claire?
Should be either because either has a 0.
Neither. No, 0. We'll look at our next one. -17, 0. X-intercept, y-intercept, or neither. What do you think, Lauren?
Is it a y?
So Lauren says, is it the y-intercept? Why would it be the y-intercept? What has to be 0 if it's a y-intercept?
There's a negative and it's a 0.
There's a negative. Anywhere in my definition, did I say anything about there being a negative? What did I say has to be if it's a y-intercept? What does it has to be in our ordered pair? Where? So if it's the y-intercept, y-intercept always has a 0 in the x, and there's a y listed. X-intercept always has an x with a 0 for the y. So let's look back at this. Do you want to change your mind, Lauren?
Yeah.
Where is that 0? So what does that make it if the 0's in the y spot? It's an x-intercept. Dominic up front, Rowan, the standing desk. This is being recorded. So always be looking where that 0 is. We know with our ordered pairs, it always goes x, y. So if there's a 0 in the y, it has to be an x-intercept. If there's a 0 for the x, it has to be the y-intercept. So y equals 0, so we know it's a x-intercept. Let's look at our next one. Our ordered pair is 0, 8. Oh my goodness, I should see every hand up. What is it? X-intercept, y-intercept, or neither? Eliana, how do you know it's the y-intercept? Because x equals 0. Next one, 1, -7. Elsa. Neither, there's no 0. And our last one, 0, -10. Olivia.
Y is x equals 0.
It's the y-intercept because x equals 0. Important. A lot of times we think x-intercept, the x is 0. Not like that. X-intercept because the y 0, y-intercept because the x is 0. So have to keep those straight. So let's look at our graphs. It's easy when we have that ordered pair written down, but now we have to work with actual graphs. And it says write the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Just like with our domains and ranges, we wrote the D and the R. Fiona, do you have a question or were you going to answer? Okay, I'm not quite there yet. I'll be there in just a moment. Did you have a question, James, or did you want to answer? What's your question?
What do you do if you have is it an x-intercept or a y-intercept if it's 0, 0?
What do you guys think? What do you think happens if there's a 0, 0?
Either. Should be both.
So it is the very bottom question. You're going to have to answer that one on your own, and we'll talk about it when we go over our answers. So I want to give you the answers. So let's look at our first graph. Just like when we did domains and ranges, with the domain and range, we did domain, we did range, and you had to list it. So with our x and y intercept, you're gonna give me the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Remember, ordered pairs should be in parentheses with a comma in between them. Parentheses with a comma in between them. Always remembering the x comes first, the y comes second. Always, always, always. Fiona, what do you think the x-intercept is?
-2, 0.
Because if it's the x-intercept, that y has to be at 0. See? What would our y-intercept be, Blakely?
2, 0. 0, 2.
Yeah, because if it's the y-intercept, our x has to be at 0, because our zeros are right here in the middle, and y is at 2. So if it's the y-intercept, the x is always 0. So you look at, if x is 0, what is my y at? For the x-intercept, y is always 0. So you go over to on the x-axis, where does that line cross the x-axis? So I moved you away from him so you wouldn't be goofy. But instead, you're turned now staring across the room and giggling. It is very disrespectful to me when I've already moved you for being disrespectful. It has to stop. Turn your body so you're not facing backwards, you're facing forwards, and please be respectful. Addie, did you have continued questions, or is it making a little more sense?
It made more sense.
Okay. That's why we do the examples, because sometimes we're not quite getting it, and then we go,
Yeah.
So let's look at our middle one here. We're gonna do one more together with our x and our y, remembering that when we write ordered pairs, there's parentheses around it, there's a comma in the middle. We're doing proper math, friends. What do you think our x-intercept would be, Lauren?
4 and 0.
So if I go on that x-axis, I crosses at 4, my y is 0. What would my y-intercept be? Owen?
0, 2.
Because if x is 0, it crosses the y at 2. So sometimes when we start out our units, we start with something that's a little bit more basic. We've never heard of x and y intercepts. Okay, so it's not going to be an overwhelming page, but as our objectives go on, it gets more challenging. So today's homework is just filling out what's my x-intercept, what's my y-intercept for each of the graphs, answering the questions on the bottom. It's not an overwhelming page for us. That's why we're doing it before spring break. Because when we come back from spring break, we're going to really have to focus. So we're going to get all of our wiggles and giggles out during spring break. So when we come back, Matthew, I'm going to ask this only once. I need the noises stopped. Thank you. When we come back from spring break, we need to lock in on the math, because it will get more complicated, okay? So we're starting with kind of the easier. When we come back, we're focusing hard on it. I know that we have a lot of time left, and I also know that this homework will not take us 30 minutes. Oh, stop moving, I'm talking. When you are done working, you must make sure math packets are turned in. They are due today. So make sure your math packet is done and turned in. Then I have a few of us that still need to do our stations of the cross. Get that done and over with today. I have a lot of practice work that I'm working through correcting, because tomorrow, I asked us not to pack up. Tomorrow is a retake day for that test that we just had. So I'm going to be going through practice works and passing them back. using this time to work one-on-one with friends who might still have a hard time with one of the practice works. They might need a little more help with it because they're still not understanding it. So if I'm working one-on-one with people, what do I expect you to be doing at your spots? If you're done with your homework, you're done with your math packet, you've already done your stations of the cross, what do I expect happening? Madden?
Math masters?
You can work on Math Masters. I'm gonna be generous today because it's before spring break. What else could we be doing? Grace? Something from Mrs. Gregory's classroom. You could be working on that social studies chapter comprehension page. You could work on the essay for Mrs. Gregory. You could read a book for the book challenge. There should not be discussions happening. This is quiet, silent time. Oh, we're not moving because I'm still talking and this is still recording. So, okay. So when I ask for quiet work time, I truly want it to be quiet work time. We're not talking to friends. We're not passing notes with friends. We're not goofing around on our devices. This is work time, so I can work one-on-one with classmates who need it. So it's respecting me. It's respecting our classmates. There is nobody who has nothing to do. So I should not see goofing around. I should not see shenanigans. I should see hard-working students. Okay?
We do like the tech thing on the English.
I'm going to say no to the tech thing because it's the end of the day. Sometimes people take a little advantage of it. I want us working on the things that I listed.
Does that mean no computers at all? You can't do it on your okay.
The essay, I'm okay with. Okay? Not reading audiobooks right now. Okay, you can do that at home. Essay though, I did say I was okay with that, but I should not see any games. I should not see any of the music programs. Thank you to my friends who have stayed quiet. Thank you to the people watching this online. I hope you are well. I hope to see you soon. I hope you have an amazing spring break. Don't forget to like and subscribe.